Hi, turn to the Eastlands as we explore below topics and more. New Israeli government grants majority vote ending Netanyahu tenure. G7 demands action from Russia on cybercrimes and chemical weapon use. Veteran Alabama news anchor Christopher Sy dies at 45. Biden reveals why he won't hold a joint press conference with Putin. Baltimore responds after dozens of businesses threatened to stop paying taxes. Welcome back to the Eastlands. I'm your host Katherine Dang. We'll be posting exclusive episodes daily you can only find in the Eastlands. So we invite you to like and subscribe. And let's start today by talking about new Israeli government grants majority vote ending Netanyahu tenure. Benjamin Netanyahu's 12-year run as Israel Prime Minister ended on Sunday with Parliament approving a new government of change led by Naftali Bennett. Heading into opposition, Netanyahu, 71, the most dominant Israeli politician of his generation, pledged he would soon return to power. A former defense minister and a high-tech millionaire, Bennett, 49, was due to be sworn in shortly after the vote. His alliance includes, for the first time in Israel's history, a party that represents its 21% Arab minority. Under a coalition deal, Bennett will be replaced as Prime Minister by Yair Lapid, 57, in 2023. The new government, formed after an inconclusive March 23 election, plans largely to avoid sweeping moves on hot-button international issues such as policy toward the Palestinians and to focus on domestic reforms. And now let's move on to another topic. G7 demands action from Russia on cybercrimes and chemical weapon use. The group of 7 G7 wealthy nations on Sunday demanded Russia take action against those conducting cyber attacks and using ransomware from within its borders. The report came in a communique issued after a 3-day summit of G7 leaders in the United Kingdom that also called on Moscow to stop its destabilizing behavior and malign activities and conduct an investigation into the use of chemical weapons on Russia's soil. The communique said Russia must hold to account those within its borders who conduct ransomware attacks, abuse virtual currency to launder ransoms, and other cybercrimes. The issue is in the spotlight after a cyber attack on Corona Pipeline, the largest fuel pipeline in the United States, and another that disrupted the North American and Australian operations of meat packer GBS USA. And the third news we're going to discuss about. Veteran Alabama news anchor Christopher Sy dies at 45. Christopher Sy, the veteran reporter and anchor who broke one of the biggest stories of the 2016 presidential election, died overnight on June 12, according to a statement from his employer. ABC 33 stars 40. He was 45. The death is being investigated as an apparent suicide, according to police. AR.com reported. Our deepest sympathy is shared with Christopher's loving family and close friends. We have lost a revered colleague whose indelible imprint will serve forever as a hallmark of decency, honesty, and journalist integrity. We can only hope to carry on his legacy. May his memory be for blessing. ABC 33/40 Vice President and General Manager Alex Lance said in a statement. Sy was the first to report on the tarmac meeting between former President Bill Clinton and then Attorney General Loretta Lynch in late summer of 2016. At the time, Clinton's wife, Hillary Clinton, was running for president, and Lynch oversaw the Justice Department that was investigating Clinton's unauthorized use of a private email server to conduct government business. And next, we're going to talk about Biden reveals why he won't hold a joint press conference with Putin. President Joe Biden on Sunday revealed why he decided to avoid a joint press conference with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Switzerland next week. I always found, and I don't mean to suggest the press should not know, But this is not a contest about who can do better in front of a press conference or try to embarrass each other, Biden told reporters at a press conference at the Cornwall Airport, New Quay in England. It's about making myself very clear what the conditions are to get a better relationship with Russia. I think the best way to deal with this is for he and I to meet, he and I to have our discussion. I know you don't doubt that I'll be very straightforward with him about our concerns, and I will make clear my view of how that meeting turned out, and he will make clear from his perspective how it turned out, Biden also said on Sunday. Biden then seemed to make reference to the possibility that the meeting would trigger rampant speculation from the press. I don't want to get into being diverted by, did they shake hands, who take the most, and the rest, he said. And finally, we're going to talk about Baltimore response after dozens of businesses threatened to stop paying taxes. Around 3,000 businesses in Fairport, Baltimore said in a letter that they won't pay taxes unless the city adequately deals with a surge in crime in the area that included a series of recent shootings earlier this month that left 3 deaths. According to local reports, in response, the Baltimore Police Department's mobile command center has set up in Fairport for the weekend. Police Commissioner Michael Harrison, days after the letter was sent during a town hall, promised more officers won't be deployed around the historic bar area and will be laser focused on scanning for weapons and potential incidents. Last week, 37 restaurants and small businesses sent a letter to the mayor's office titled Letter to City Leaders from Fairport Business Leaders, saying they will stop paying local taxes and other fees until basic and essential municipal services are restored. The letter was addressed to Democrat Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott, City State Attorney Marilyn Mosby, Democrat Council President Nick Mosby, Democrat Councilman Zick Cohen, and Harrison. What is happening in our front yard, the chaos and lawlessness that escalated this weekend into another night of tragic, unspeakable gun violence has been going on for far too long, reads the letter from the businesses. They want the city to enforce traffic and parking laws, pick up trash, stop the open-air drug sales, and allow police to enforce law. Along with a list of the names of the businesses, it reads, Undecided parties are prepared to withhold our city taxes and minor privilege and permit fees and place those funds into an escrow account, which we will not release until and unless basic and essential municipal services are restored. And that's all for today, my friends. What do you think? Let me know below. If you like what you heard, don't forget to share it with at least one of your friends, because everyone deserves to know the truth. Thanks for tuning into this channel. I'm Katherine Dang, and see you next time.